Regal, no one knew who Regal was. Like I got more of an understanding of Regal when I went in 95, 96 on a German tour to take the spot for Vader, I believe it was. Otto Vance brought me in. And, the tours over there at the Catch, they're in a city for 4 or 5 weeks, and it's a totally different wrestling. And believe it or not, I saw some of the greatest athletes I've ever seen, Franz Schumann and Fit Finley, and there was just so many guys over there that weren't over here yet. The guy that I knew from England was Lord Steve Casey that wrestled for my father, and he was kind of PO'd that Regal was using Lord Steve Regal. And I laughed, but all due respect, I said, so I guess you're the only English guy that had the Lord gimmick. So, but that didn't go over well with him either. So, so when he came over here, he was just a guy that wanted to make it in the United States, and no disrespect to anybody, but, he was taking over this, chain wrestling, I'm a shooter gimmick, like I'm a tough and I'll kill you. And I think him and I had very good respect because I'm over here making a name. He's coming to make a name. We treated each other with most respect. But let me just say this. When you're in a ring with a shooter, you know who can shoot and who can't. And so, I think one of the greatest stories there are is, the Steve Regal, because I'm not saying one way or the other, but there are so many people that were afraid of him compared to so many people being afraid of Rick Steiner, Steve Dr. Death Williams, people that not only beat you up in the ring, but would knock out someone in the back and you saw it. This guy, this guy had a notoriety that he built about himself without any scene action per se. And I love Steve, man. His gimmick in the ring and in back and everywhere else. And to this day, he is always treated me with nothing but respect. And I love him and I have respect for him. But if you're asking me, so you're talking about two guys. I don't know him. He doesn't know me, but we have a respect. And I think the respect was, in England and those places, you learn chain wrestling, you learn grappling, and that's not necessarily the way you learn it over here. Yet we have some incredible grapplers, Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar and the Steiner brothers and Cowboy Bill Watts. And let me stop, right? So you had a whole bunch of grapplers, but when grapplers get in with grapplers or submission artists or things like that, there is kind of a different respect. Like when Shamrock came, Shamrock got respect by the boys because the boys that were shooters understood he was a shooter coming from the UFC. And so they didn't. Now, I don't care what anyone says now, but I don't think they were upset about any push or not push compared to some of the people they pull off TV and they come up there and they make a world champion of. It's a completely different show. So thank you to the fan that said, hey, I should have been the TV world champ. You ask me now, I guess I should have been. I would have liked it.